I'm gonna go 3. I'm gonna take over this one first because I want to get a point out. Yeah, you're the guest, but
Thank
you've
God.
done that for.
My God,
okay, you're sweating over there.
I'm sweating. I'm trying to come up with original ideas.
Hello and welcome to today's episode of Smut a Girl Wants, where two best friends talk about a book that we have just read. I have a little surprise for you today. Today we have a guest with us. This is...
Devin.
Hey.
Kabriel and I, and we have another friend, have formed a little book club. And that's kind of where all of this started. Mm-hmm. And it's very sweet. And we just check in. Sometimes we're reading the same book.
We read this one together,
This was a together project, and we haven't done one since.
Project is the most accurate word.
It was a project.
We haven't done one since.
We haven't.
Took it out of us. You know, it's like after the holiday season, you kind of need like a week to yourself to like...
I needed like a month of recovery and reading books that like they're not reading because I was like, we can't do this again.
I can't do
I'm
it
not
again.
doing
I'm not doing this all
I'm
summer.
not doing this all summer.
Today, we are going to be talking about Alchemised, which I am quite excited about. I wanted to bring Devin in for this book because I never read Manacled.
And I have.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I wanted to get both
yes.
sides of the story.
And let me tell you, there are some real different sides.
How did you find Manacled? Like, what do you remember when you read it?
Keep in mind, I had read Manacled probably 2 years ago. So there has been a significant amount of like time in between the reads. However, I do think reading Manacled was like a moment. It was shocking. It was like this dramatic sort of thing. I loved it. I was completely engrossed in the story.
So for those of you who don't know, Manacled, and I have the dates here somewhere, Manacled was actually written circa 2018, I think, by our lovely author, SenLinYu. They wrote it as just fanfic for Harry Potter, and the whole premise is basically what if Voldemort won after I think about the 6th book. And I found out later that like it was released chapterly. So it was like a 2-year or like a year and a half that the book kind of came out.
Did it really?
Apparently.
I didn't know this. I only read it as an entire like manuscript.
Well,
the
it
full
got
thing.
This huge TikTok following over COVID and it blew up all over again and people were losing their minds all over it. Because of that though, there were all of these third-party merch creators. And so SenLinYu went and sought legal advice because they were like, hey, this thing that I made, people are obsessed with it, which is great, but they're getting money off of all this like merch that they're making from my creation. And they went, okay. And so she made her own book. And so she took it off the web in January 2025.
Right.
And
yeah,
remember that? And everybody was like, this is your last chance to read Manacled.
Right.
Yeah. And so then Alchemised came out in September. It wasn't even that long ago.
Oh my gosh.
Doesn't it feel like an eternity?
Well,
we go through too many
We
of these
do
books.
read a lot of books, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
Like I've already read 8 in January. So, sorry.
Why do I always pick people who read faster than me?
I do read really fast. I can't help it. But I'm sure I don't read as in-depth as Kabriel.
Oh, I'm sure I don't read as in-depth either. Random fun facts. Apparently, if this is correct, SenLinYu's father was an evangelical pastor. Their mom is Japanese and was like a former ballerina. And there is, I don't know in depth, but there is some history with like...
The Japanese internment camps
yes.
in the U.S.
Yes. SenLinYu loves, or I don't know about loves, but was deeply inspired by both Harry Potter and Handmaid's Tale. And so the only reason I'm bringing up all of that information is because if you've read Alchemised, you'll go, oh, all of those things are in the book.
Hugely.
So talk about like a write what you know sort of situation. Like,
are you ready to dive into just like a little bit of that or
yeah.
no? The Handmaid's Tale, obviously clearly a reference for it.
Totally.
However, there was a post, I believe, that was made where our author...
SenLinYu. I practiced.
Good for you.
Thank you.
I did not, and I
was
should
nervous.
have. Posted a post on Instagram, I believe, and it was a stack of books that were all of the references that she had used, or pronouns
she, they.
She, they, okay, or they have used when they were writing Alchemised. And The Handmaid's Tale did not appear in that stack of books. And I was shocked because...
No, it's the show. Apparently.
Got it.
Inspired by the show.
Not by the book.
Yeah.
One difference right away in Manacled, there are clear references to The Handmaid's Tale. Red.
Like under his eye?
Like totally. But like red, like the red cape was like, like such a big proponent of.
I mean, it's on the Alchemized book cover.
Yeah, and that was a huge part of Manacled, which didn't really come up as much in Alchemized.
Yeah, it's funny. When I saw the book cover after reading about Handmaid's Tale, I was like, oh yeah, that checks out. And then I was like, wait, who's wearing the red robe? Because I had kind of forgotten about the whole thing where she hates the color red. So the other thing, now I don't know a ton about this, but my understanding is that SenLinYu loves audiobooks and that Alchemized was kind of written with audiobooks in mind. Do you think audiobooks are the same as reading? Or do you still get the bragging rights of having read that book if you audiobooked it?
I feel like that's not even a question. I think if you listen to an audiobook, you have read a book.
How many books have you read this year?
Have I read?
Yeah.
So I have read 8 books.
Wow.
I still think listening to a full audiobook is reading a book.
I think so too. It depends on what you're doing while you're doing it. But it's like, people were like, oh, you're not focused when you're listening to an audiobook. I'm like, yeah, sometimes I get 2 paragraphs through a page. And I'm like, what did I just read? And I have to go back. Like,
so fair. On transit, you're walking your dog. You're grocery shopping. You're doing whatever.
Sitting on my couch knitting for like 4 hours.
Literally.
Yeah, I can listen to a book.
Thank
you. I can.
But
agree.
I do listen to audiobooks while I'm reading books. Like I currently have 3 on the go.
Wait, you listen to audiobooks while you're
reading
books?
Sorry, that doesn't make any sense.
Wow.
I'm not one who needs to only read one book at a time.
Oh, you have like just many on the go.
I have many on the go. Reading, I usually just have one.
This is why I brought him here.
Reading, I usually just have one. But audiobooks, I have like 3. And it kind of just depends on the mood.
For me, it depends on what I can fit in my bag.
Well, that's why I have a Kindle.
Like, I have a couple on the go.
That's why I have a Kindle and a phone and
or a
AirPods.
Yeah, I know. There's options. You got Libby on my phone.
It's a minuscule amount of required technology, and I've got all books on hand.
Yeah, you got everything you need, truly. Oh, my gosh. Oh, yeah, but wait, back to the audiobooks.
Okay, wait, back to the audiobooks. I actually do agree.
That's the actual question.
No, I do agree. I think that it was designed. I think I read that somewhere on Reddit.
I read that, but I couldn't find it again. But as far as I know, some of the words used in Alchemized were designed with audiobook listeners in mind. I had a real problem with the language in Alchemized. I spent
are not alone.
half the book just sitting there going, am I stupid? Did I miss something? Am I forgetting something? Or am I dumb? Because one time it was a real word that I just didn't know. Like a really old school word for something to do with like some medical term. I spent most of the book thinking I was dumb.
I think that that's probably more a universal experience.
You're going to say a you thing, and I was like,
that's Kabriel. It's definitely a you thing.
No, I tried.
She's just a big
dumb. That's why I'm reading.
Dumb.
I'm trying to learn.
Me
That's
too.
why I read Smut, because I'm not trying to learn that much.
Doesn't require as much brain power.
No.
No, I agree. The language was difficult.
Yeah.
The language was not easy, and it was not digestible.
It was not digestible, yes.
Because I read this. I didn't audiobook this.
Dang, I wish one of us had.
I kind of wish one of us had too, because maybe I would have had a different experience with it. But god dang, it took forever.
The first half was a slog.
200 pages. I was like, I don't know if I can do this. Yeah, you're not alone. I think the language was difficult. I think it might have been easier to understand if someone was saying the words for me.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Some actor had put the work into like putting the right nuance on the right word. I probably could have followed it better than my brain.
We were being bad actors.
Yeah.
And we did not learn. What's when you break down a word into its like syllables? What's that called?
Oh, the phonetics.
The phonetics.
Is that right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
The phonetics.
See, I'm not dumb.
She's got it. The phonetics. I was like, I should have done more of that, because that's how I learned how to say words.
And we've joked about this before on the show, where I try to say a word, and sometimes when you're reading, you're just like, and then moved on to the next camp, and you're like, I kind of know the shape of a person's name sometimes, and I just kind of like move forward.
Sometimes it's not even a shape of a word. Sometimes it's just the letter.
Yeah,
the
like
first letter. I'm like, I know who they're talking about.
Onwards.
Couldn't say the name.
No. Should we do the back of the book?
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm nervous.
I know, because you're going to have to make sure, you know what word always gets me? Colonel. I always read it out loud, Colonel, and then I'm like, I'm dumb.
I'm trying to do something really serious here, okay? All right. Once a promising alchemist, Helena Marino is now a prisoner of war and of her mind. Her resistance... Wait, sorry, this is moving too fast.
It doesn't
Can I
scroll.
start again? Oh! I'm an idiot. Once a promising alchemist, Helena Marino is now a prisoner of war and of her mind. Her resistance friends and allies have been brutally murdered, her abilities suppressed, and the world she knew destroyed. In the aftermath of a long war, Palladia's new ruling class of corrupt guild families and depraved necromancers. Sorry.
You're doing great,
Thank
sweetie.
you so much. Whose vile undead creatures help bring about their victory, holds Helena captive. According to resistance records, she was a healer of little importance within their ranks, but Helena has inexplicable memory loss of the months leading up to her capture, making her enemies wonder, is she truly as insignificant as she appears, or are her lost memories hiding some vital piece of the resistance final gambit? To uncover the memories buried deep within her mind, Helena is sent to the High Reeve, one of the most powerful and ruthless necromancers in this world. Trapped on his crumbling estate, Helena's fight to protect her lost history and to preserve the last remaining shreds of her former self is just beginning. For her prison and captor have secrets of their own. Secrets Helena must unearth, whatever the cost.
I actually feel like that was a pretty good little summary. Like, sometimes I've read the back of the book and it just like...
Yeah.
It's like really weird. And I'm like, that is not the right book.
No, I think it
does summarize
it. It's a good summary. I have to premise with, not a big fan. I'm really sitting here trying to like work my way through this. And I'm just like, it was 1,050 pages of a big disappointment for me.
It was huge.
Huge. Really, really
like a
big.
lot to chew.
And I'm a fast reader and I could not fly through this. And I was like,
Welcome.
I was like,
welcome to my domain.
It was like just chewing on this like black licorice of a book.
I feel like it was like a dry cracker and you're like working to get it.
No hummus, no guac, no dip.
No butter even. No glass of water on the side.
Just a dry wheat thin. Not even a Ritz.
No salt. This is like a baby digestive.
No,
but
that
like,
would
no,
be
this
delicious.
Is like a
I love a baby
senior's-
digestive. Give me an arrowroot cookie and
I like the rice ones.
No, the rice ones are great too. No, none of those.
No. We should just get into it.
Let's get into it.
We have
lots
okay.
to say.
First things first, we are going to talk about characters. So this is going to be on a scale of 1, bad, 5, awesome. How did we like the characters in the book?
You want me to go first?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I would love for you to go first.
Okay, so I'm going to give this 2.5.
Okay.
And the reason I'm going to give this 2.5 is, and this is like notes I would make on the book as a whole, I think it relied on its already established network or fandom of readers to understand where the book was coming from. We understood the Harry Potter world. Mm-hmm. We understood like the nuances of that, the magic system, the whatever. I spent 200 pages trying to figure out who they were in the original book.
Mm-hmm. I have heard a lot of people say that.
We're diving into a new world. The first bit when we get all these names and all of this hub and all of this what's going on, I was like, I have no idea who is who.
This is why I didn't read Manacled, and we had a group chat going.
Yes.
With a friend of ours, and she was saying, don't even bother trying to figure out who's who. You'll go crazy.
I'd say 2.5. I think when you compared it to Manacled, you had an idea of what had already happened. Mm-hmm. This one, I was so lost. You didn't just when those other, and all of these other things, like we kind of start with our
here is your protagonist.
Our FMC,
here is your...
and like we slowly build. It's usually like in a little village, and or like in her home, and you're being dropped into this world.
They're poor.
Yeah, like you kind of like, and you start small, and then like you slowly introduce characters.
The world building, the literal world building,
the tact of world building.
Yeah.
This one, I was like, oh my god, we are in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah.
And there's just too much going on.
Yeah.
For me to get a sense of where we're starting from. Mm-hmm. So then it took a lot of time and a lot of flipping back to find out, oh, this was this with her. And I shouldn't need like a map to like figure out whose characters mean what to who. And it was very confusing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So 2.5. And I think that's being generous.
I would actually probably give it about the same. I'm debating if I want to give it a 3 or a 2.
Copycat.
I know.
Say it with your whole chest.
I know, but I'm trying to figure out, I'm trying to remember.
Same.
I'm going to give it a 2.5 as well, but for slightly different reasons. You feel so validated
right now? I feel valid.
I liked Helena, and I liked, not Draco, what's his name? Cain. I liked Cain.
Yeah.
And I thought that the choices they were making made sense. I felt like the characters were established very well as it was writing. Like there was no moments where I was like, that was kind of out of left field. Like that didn't make sense. Actually, apart from Kane's dad, I didn't think anybody else made sense. They were either very shallow, they were really just like a means to an end to help Helena and Kane's story make sense. But otherwise, there was not a lot of dynamics going on. It was just everybody was shitty all the time. Everybody was repressed all the time. And there wasn't a lot of character to anybody except for Helena and Kane.
I think it just is that there were certain like plot device characters. What's her name? Who's the one that's like torturing her and tries to get her pregnant and all of that stuff.
Oh, yeah, the what's her scientist.
Yeah, her.
I'll find it out later. That scientist lady.
Yeah, the one who basically was Umbridge.
Oh, that's Umbridge.
That's Umbridge.
Oh.
You didn't get that because she's like, Eva, she hates her and blah, blah, blah.
No, that makes a lot of sense, though. That would be such an Umbridge thing to do.
The Umbridge woman, I was like,
makes a lot of sense.
That one I got. I thought, yeah, perfect use of that character.
But that's what I mean, perfect use. Like, I feel like the characters were used to help Helena and Kane's story.
I wish there was like maybe some more like emotional parts of these characters that came through. Like we saw their motivation as to why they were like that.
That's what I mean. And there was none of that.
Yeah, the stakes of it were kind of lost. Helena's stakes totally got. Mm-hmm. And maybe this was the point of the book, was like how isolated she was.
That did occur to me, but at the same time, I still feel like it wouldn't have taken much to give the other characters more dynamic personalities.
This is a debut novel.
This true.
This is a debut novel. I've never written a novel.
Yeah.
I can't imagine how difficult it is.
Can you imagine your first novel being this successful? Wild.
Having the hype of
the Harry Potter fan base. That's like one of the largest fan bases in the world.
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, like we still talk about it. And having that and the expectations that was, and it was well written. Mm-hmm. The thing about Manacled is that I would say it was well written. Like I was so engaged with it. Mm-hmm. And this one, it's like she's trying to like recreate it without recreating it.
Yeah. And it was like, as an actor, it's like when you have one really good take and then you go to do a safety take and they're just never as good as the one that you like. And you're always chasing that. Or they start out really like they start out in the wide and you have this most incredible like emotional moment and then they push in and you're just like, I'm literally never going to be able to do that again. I'll never do a take as good. Damn it. Just wasn't impressed.
It just was chewy.
Next up, we are going to talk about the blush factor. So, on a scale of 1 to 5, how swoon-worthy were the moments in the books that were swoon-ish? I've never had to explain what the blush factor was, but I could do better. 1 being they were bland and it just like came out of nowhere. 5 being like you're sitting there just so excited and like just kicking your feet.
I don't think a book like Alchemised is really like a blush-worthy book.
That is a very valid first point. Absolutely.
I think we're looking at some very heavy material, and please read your trigger warnings before you read these books.
Yes.
Please.
There is some non-consensual actions that, you are right, totally kill the blush factor.
I think this is not a book where I'm looking at it and being like kicking my feet and being like, oh my God, I want them to get together. It's just like we're in a very like dystopic, dark fantasy world, and you kind of don't want them to get together. I think like the blush factor is like a 1, maybe less than 1.
You can give it a 0.
I hate to give it a 0 because I'm sure that there are moments that were like, I'm like, oh yes, he saved her. Oh, that's like sweet. But it's like more of a 1. I'd say a 1.
I might give it a 2.
Wow, generous.
I know. The problem is because the book is broken up into 3 parts. So obviously the first part, nope, absolutely not. The second part, they do build the whole relationship between Helena and Kane that in the first part does not exist. So it is kind of nice, but at the same time, you've got the memory of the first part like sitting there in the back of your mind.
Listen, I'm not opposed to like a morally gray, morally black main character. Like I'm into Shadow Daddy. Don't get me wrong.
Aren't we all?
Love
a Shadow Daddy.
I think though the second part, like I'm like, it's still this like mouse cat sort of like thing. And I was like, she doesn't have any power. Mm-hmm. She doesn't feel she has no value. She feels that she has no value. She has no worth, all of this stuff. I was like, Like
and then when anything was like a little spicy, all of a sudden she'd feel this like immense shame, and I was like, oh, now I feel guilty.
Like ruin. It's like all of those things. So even and like he had all the power, he had all of this like over her, and that's I'm into that. But like there is also moments where I'm like, when does she like find that kernel of who she is, and like that's enough. And I was like, the power dynamic didn't really make it blush worthy.
Yeah, I get that. I totally get that. Yeah, let's get in to the Scoville scale.
Ooh, tell me.
My question for you is on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being the book is not spicy at all, 5 being they wouldn't stop. Like what else do they do with their free time? Just a couple of bunnies. On a scale of 1 to 5, how spicy is this book?
I feel like this is like maybe like 2 chili peppers.
Yeah.
Like maybe 2.
I would completely agree.
Because I feel like every time we got into the like the sexy stuff, it would just be like all of a sudden he's inside her. Like, where's the build up? Where's the tension? Where's the like?
You're not doing it right.
Like
when it's like that.
I just don't get me wrong. I was like, where's the analogies?
Yeah, give me the ones that I always
Where's
hate. I
the,
want
like-
velvet wrap steel.
Her center.
Yeah, give me all the things that I actually hate.
Like,
I still kind of need them.
I'm sweating
bit.
actually just thinking about it. I can't believe this is good.
These are the things that people want to know.
This is the thing. I think it's a 2. I think because there are some like there definitely are moments.
I think that first one we can just completely write off as no bueno.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was non-consensual, so it does not get a point.
There's no point for
but
that. I mean, like in the second part when they're developing the relationship and they have the thing and she's like so lonely and like she's just like she needs someone to love and someone to like. We're looking at wartime. We're looking at like this desperate sort of like finding any
like feeling
anything
so
to
alone
clean
and
to,
like there's
cling to,
I
any
get
of that.
it. Yeah.
When they do finally get to it, I was like, because I just think they did a better job of it in Manacled. I'm not gonna lie, I think that I like kind of got it in Manacled, and they didn't earn it.
I was not impressed
With
the spice.
Spice? What spice?
I think I honestly
More
I
like
needed
hands-
the foreplay. When SenLinYu did get into it, I thought it was an appropriate time to get into it because in like the earlier scenes, it was like almost fade to blacky. It was just kind of like it just skipped some of the stuff. And I was like, yeah, I'm kind of not ready for it because I'm still got these memories of the first part. And then finally they like get into it more. And I was like, okay, yeah, I'm a little bit more ready for this to be where their relationship is because at this point now we've got like, 700 pages under our belt of watching their relationship kind of.
I also am curious because you mentioned at the beginning about like her evangelical like.
Oh, I know.
Parentage.
Sounds repressed.
And it does sound repressed. Like she didn't really lean into. I was like, that the girls and the gays of smutty romanticy book world, just like something
maybe
that's
like shied away from
I think
it.
she might have shied away from it.
Yeah, I wonder if it's
Maybe she also. I mean, it is 1,050 pages. I was like, maybe she just didn't have
Maybe
any
it's not
more.
her style.
Like, but also maybe she just didn't have like the bandwidth to put any more in.
The other thing too,
Maybe
I think
it got edited out.
This is a really random take that I'm going to throw out there too. Harry Potter to me was a love of my childhood. When my partner makes stupid jokes and he like references, like what's that? Do you remember that movie that came out Inside? And it was the Bo Burnham special on Netflix over COVID.
Yes.
Fabulous. But he mentions the Harry Potter characters at one point. And it's like, and all the characters of Harry Potter fucking each other.
Pencil drawings of all the different characters in Harry Potter fucking each other.
I was like, ew, stop. And it like hurts my childhood memory of it.
Okay.
So there's a little part of me that's like, well, maybe she didn't want to like sully those formative years, those formative memories.
If you had read Manacled, keep in mind it has been a couple of years. I am really banking on my memory bank.
A couple of years?
No.
Oh, Manacled. I
Manacled.
was like,
get with the program.
I am trying my best.
No,
Your points are just a little chewy for me.
Wow. Fair. Let me make this a little bit more concise for you. I think Manacled had more like spice, all of that kind of stuff. And it like the relationship, you were like, oh my God, yeah, I want them to be together. I was
just didn't have that.
I shipped that. I wanted them together. And this one, I literally was like, ugh.
Yeah.
I don't even like, girl, I think you could do better. You don't need to be so like lost in yourself.
Yeah.
You don't need a man.
You don't need no man.
You don't need a man.
Should we get into plot? This is kind of the moment we've been waiting for. So,
Where do you want to start?
on a scale of 1 to 5.
Oh, okay. Let's rate it.
Let's start there. Seems appropriate. On a scale of 1 to 5, how did you like the plot? 1 being trash, 5 being spectacular.
3.
I might go 2.
Yeah, it could be 2. I feel 3 is generous.
No, you know what? I'm gonna go 3. I'm gonna take over this one first because I want to get a point up. Yeah, you're the guest, but
Thank
you've
God.
done that for.
My
oh,
God,
okay.
I've
You're
been
sweating over there.
I'm sweating. I'm trying to come up with original ideas.
Okay, well, now I've forgotten what I was gonna say.
Sorry.
Okay, the thing is, I'm gonna give it a 3 because the first half of the book was really rough, and that's what's gonna bring it down for me. I had a hard time getting through it. It was just too hard to digest. It was a freaking slog, and it was kind of boring because a lot of it is like her wandering around Kane's mansion and like being scared for chapters and chapters. And the same point that the author was trying to make could have been made just a little bit quicker. Once the eyeball scene with Helena and Kane and what's his wife?
His wife's...
A something. God,
we really should have looked at the character. That scene actually might be the best scene written in the entire book.
That was good.
That scene was fantastic. Yeah. I was so gripped. I was like, finally, the book is coming alive.
Yes.
Finally.
Yes.
That immediate danger, that immediate everything was so great.
And from then on, it was great. And there was a better...
great is really generous.
Well, hold on. From then on, there was a better peppering of history and information.
I'll agree.
Hey, I didn't give it a 5. I'm just saying.
No, I agree.
But it was better and it was more digestible. It dropped in the historical facts when they were relevant to the plot. Whereas in the beginning, I feel like because Helena's like trapped in her own mind, she's thinking about all these historical things that were important to the war at hand, but none of it had any effect on her surroundings, so it was kind of like in one ear out the other. Yeah.
Looking at Manacled in comparison to Alchemised, the gift and why maybe the story worked better when it was in the Harry Potter world is that we had the basis of the magical system. We had the basis of characters. We knew who was good and who was bad. We had all of these like points of reference that were easily like digestible. They were easy to navigate.
There's 6 books of lore that we had kind of already gotten.
You already knew. So when you step into a book like that, when it was the fanfic, you're just twisting elements that you kind of already know.
Yeah.
But you're able to dive in confidently. It doesn't take 250 pages for you to be like, I think I have an idea of what's going on. So when we looked at Manacled, I could get the shipping of the Hermione Draco relationship. I kind of got it.
Girls love a shadow daddy.
I loved it, but I loved how grown up Draco became. I you understood it. Like it really was taking us like in the future. It made it more adult. And I totally loved that. I loved, I also think when we find out Draco's or Kane's mom was being tortured, that kind of thing, it really was impactful in Manacled because you had the family history that you kind of already knew. This one just fell so flat. It fell super flat.
It just kind of missed the mark.
One thing with Helena, like she's like, I don't think it did a good enough job of explaining like why she was so afraid of the dark.
Yeah, that's a good point actually.
And I think it did a better job when they did it in Manacled.
This is kind of what I meant, where I feel like there were chapters kind of describing this isolated, she's been trapped in a box conscious for like, what, a year and a half or some shit?
Yeah.
Like, obviously that would mess you up.
Totally.
But I don't think SenLinYu quite nailed describing that for us. This is going to be a hot take. Just hear me out. Do you remember in Twilight?
Oh, wow.
Or like, I think it was the second one. I think it's New Moon is the second one, right?
Where it really started for all of us.
Do you remember when Bella goes through her depressive episode and you get to the chapter and there's just nothing there and it's the name of the month and the next chapter is the same thing?
October, November, December.
Yes. What a great way to show depression. And it was one of those things where it was really simple and it landed. It worked.
Truly.
I can't believe I'm referencing
No,
New
I
Moon.
think that that's fair, but
that's
no.
what I mean. And so
No,
there
that was a good use.
I think there are different, I was going to say better, and that's not totally fair. There are different ways to get those points across, and I just don't think the route that SenLinYu took, I just don't think it worked.
I almost don't have anything to say to that outside of that I agree.
Thanks.
That I just don't think it worked.
It just popped in there.
She's really clever.
Sometimes. How do you feel about the way it ended?
But I kind of knew how it was going to end.
The level of micro expressions that just
Okay, I
Amazing.
knew how it was going to end, obviously.
Oh yeah, I guess that's true.
I knew what was going to come. I knew like what it was. I liked the ending with the daughter and the boy in the bookstore. Honestly, I thought that might be one of the sweetest parts of the entire book.
I liked that she knew that her parents were like choosing to keep it a secret.
Yeah.
And that they hadn't like completely hidden it from her.
I mean, there are a lot of things that we haven't touched on as far as like plot.
Oh yeah, there's a lot to cover.
I mean, there is a lot to cover, but it's also like, do we need to? Because they were manipulating her. He was trying to like keep her away from all of the bad stuff.
Yeah.
Like, tale as old as time.
Song as old as rhyme.
Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast. The Beast is actually just the size of this book. Oh, I have one last question for you that we ask with all of our books before we sign out here. Do you think this book is over or underhyped? This is actually, for the record, it was Devin's idea originally when we were like trying to get this show together that we include this little feature.
This book, in my very humble opinion, is exceptionally overhyped.
I think I'd agree.
I'm sorry.
Do you think you would have enjoyed it more if you didn't know it was a fanfic of Harry Potter, or like if you didn't know anything about it? Some random person comes up to me and is just like, hey, you should read Alchemised. Do you think you might have enjoyed it more?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. I think I held it to the standard of Manacled, and I think that spoiled my enjoyment of reading the entire book. Because all I was trying to do was piece together who was who.
I think I wouldn't have put the work in if I didn't know that Manacled was amazing. I think I would have given up on it. It kind of ruined it. The first half was so hard to get through that I almost
DNF'd this book.
What does that mean?
Did not finish.
Oh.
You didn't know that?
I didn't know that.
DNFing? Listen, to
That
everyone,
sounds so much more
I know
more
it
like...
sounds weird, but like literally, don't ever feel any shame about not finishing a book. If you don't like it, stop. You don't have to.
Yeah.
There are so many
No
great
one's
other
gonna
books out
care.
there. Nobody cares.
Nobody cares. Having somebody else there to kind of just commiserate with and be like, yo, I am struggling with this book, is sometimes I'll keep going. I'll keep trying. Or it's nice knowing that somebody else also gave up on it. It makes it more fun.
Book club is great. We love book club.
Love book club.
Smut a girl wants book club?
That's what I say at the beginning. You were here. I said it out loud to your face.
Is that
I'm going to go back, and if I didn't say that, I'm going to feel so embarrassed.
I don't think she said it.
What a girl wants, we're two best friends. So welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, you can pick the next one maybe.
Oh my gosh.
I know it's going to be Dungeon Crawler Carl.
Don't even get me started. Yes, absolutely. 100%.